Okay, as mentioned at the beginning of the first video, the introduction screen on the Nippo Catty script it's a decent introduction, but it's not really going to help you to sell the survey. So rather than read off the screen at the beginning, we've got some help sheet here to help you sell the survey, and this is also contained in a text format in one of the last modules of this, which you can refer to. You can print it out, and definitely recommend that you try some of these. These are going to help you get more success than just randomly calling companies. So there are two levels that we need to be able to sell, and one is the gatekeeper, the receptionist, and then one is the respondent. So in terms of the receptionist, in Singapore, the receptionist in some companies, the bigger companies, can be a little bit tough. But they respect honesty, and they respect you being professional and getting to the point and being able to explain what you're doing. Now, normally the first thing we would say to reception, unless we have a name already and a contact, we would just simply ask for that name directly. We wouldn't say who we are or where we're calling from. The less we can say to the gatekeeper, the better. Okay, otherwise they start asking more questions. However, if we don't have a name, then we need their help. So the first line we would start with, may I please speak to the person responsible for air shipments, please, and see what happens. You may get transferred straight away. They may say, what's this about? What are you doing? Why do you need to speak to this person? And then you can start on the second line here. Yeah, my name's Grant Buseval, calling you from Radar Global Business Research Center in Hong Kong. We're helping organizations such as yours to provide important and valuable feedback to improve international air express shipments. Now this introduction, it changes the listening of the respondent. Okay, so first of all, the keywords here, we're helping companies like yours. Okay, so there's a benefit, and we're helping you to improve international air shipments. And in reality, that's what we are doing. We're helping these companies provide feedback, which will in turn improve international express air shipments. There's no deception here. That's what we're trying to do. If we simply say, yes, we're doing a survey, can you help me? People don't respond to this. They hear survey, they want to hang up. So we start with, we're helping companies provide feedback to improve international air shipments. You can carry on with something like, I can promise you this is not a sales call. All that's required is a short telephone interview with an appropriate person in your company. Now, in some companies, the most appropriate person may actually be the the receptionist, sorry. If it's a very small company, they could be the person responsible. So be prepared that it might be the person you first speak to. You can carry on. The essential participation of companies like yours will enable major vendors to respond to the needs and requirements of modern business challenges. There are possibly colleagues within your company that can really make a difference to this research program. Be assured we're not selling anything. I really only need a few minutes of time with your colleague. Can you help to transfer me? Now, obviously, you need to tailor this to the person you're speaking to. If you can get straight through, that's great. But you need to keep giving them little bits of information like, who we are, where we're from, and what we're doing. We're helping companies improve international air shipments. Don't tell them we need 20 minutes for their colleague. They will probably not be too happy to refer you. Just tell them it's a few minutes, because in actual fact, the company may not even qualify. They may not do international air shipments. And possibly the receptionist can already tell you that they don't do any international air shipments. So we don't need to go through the bother of finding the most appropriate person, calling them 5 times for appointments to find out finally they actually don't do any international air shipments. So one of the first challenges is to find out whether this company qualifies and find out who's the most appropriate person to speak to. All the time getting names and trying to get a little bit closer to an interview or a screen out, a termination, either way. Pretty much the same once we get to the correct respondent. Again, my name is Grant from Radar Global in Hong Kong. we're helping organisations such as yours provide important feedback to improve international air express shipments. We're reaching out to companies like yours and getting important and valuable feedback. Okay, so there's a number of things you can try here. You don't read all these out, obviously. You just read out maybe one of these and you see what the respondent says and just say, look, it's the essential participation of experts like yourself. You've obviously got experience with this, and your contribution can help improve international air shipments. Okay, and they can develop products and services that eventually make business more efficient for companies such as your own. I mean, this is true. We can also say things like we've had really positive feedback from other businesses, and we've learned that many have found the survey engaging and worthwhile. And if needed, if they say, what's the survey about, we can say, well, during this interesting interview, we'll be discussing subjects such as your awareness and usage of various international air express companies or couriers, and what positive and negative experiences you've had and able to share. Okay, so some pretty useful stuff there. If you find some resistance, like they're too busy, okay, we appreciate they're busy people. They're not expecting to get a call like this from out of the blue, so just appreciate that they're busy. But we do have another 4 or 5 weeks to do the survey. We don't have to do it right now. We can also do it in parts. We can do 5 minutes now and 10 minutes later. It's usually quite a good idea to suggest, how about we start now and do 5 minutes and see how far we get, and you tell me when you need to go. And normally once you get them started, they will go all the way. Also, try to find out very quickly, if you're speaking to the right person, try to find out if they qualify. So that only takes a couple of minutes. How many on average parcels do they send per month over the last 12 months? Questions like that. If we're going to make an appointment to call back, let's try and work out if they really do qualify. So, and then screen them out using the screener questionnaire. If they're suspicious about us, we can tell them that none of their company details will be attached to their responses. All the answers and responses are analyzed and aggregated. We will never share your company or personal details with any third party. That will be stripped off the data, the answers they give. We're also a member of SMR, which is the Global Association of Market Research, and we follow guidelines and policies. And if they really want, they can visit our website at radarglobal.com. It's important to stress that they're anonymous, the information is confidential. We're an independent market research company, and we follow the guidelines, the global guidelines of market research. So it is a 15 to 25 minute interview. Now, we don't normally deceive the respondent because they will be upset if you say it's 5 minutes and it really is 20-25 minutes. So best to be honest and just say it's around 15 to 20 minutes depending on your answers. We can get through it quite quickly. That's the best that we can say. Okay, so please don't say it's 5 or 10 minutes because it's not. You can say, we can do 5 or 10 minutes now and try to complete the rest later. We can only accept completed interviews. So there's plenty of useful information there. I would print that out, and after a day or two of work, you will be saying these things off the top of your head very naturally, and just responding to the resistance that you get from the respondent. If in the end they really don't want to do it, that's fine. If you've done your best, we don't beg people, we don't force people. Just let it go and code them as a refusal. No damage done, but just do your best in all cases. Alright, that's the end of this little briefing video about selling the survey.